Now, the sudden death of 25-year-old Peaches Geldof came as a shock to everybody last week, and it made the news even more devastating by the fact that she died just like her mother of a heroin overdose. Now, experts say it's common for children to follow in their parents' footsteps, even in tragic cases like this. But can you break the cycle? Psychologist Jacqui Manning joins us now. So, Jack, let's unpack this a little bit here. This is an extreme case. Let's just put that out there. But we often do tend to go down the paths of our parents. So, you know, why do we do that?
Look, our parents are our first and most powerful teachers, aren't they? So we grow up with them wanting to copy everything they do, the way they walk, the way they talk, and sometimes some of the more unhelpful behaviours. We think they're Superman or Wonder Woman and we want to just be just like them. And as we grow older, we might sort of realise that some of their behaviours maybe weren't the best, and it's very confusing because unconsciously you do want to be like them, but you're starting to learn that you shouldn't.
And there's a lot of learned patterns that you don't even know are happening growing up.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely, and it becomes kind of like an unconscious learning, and so people often get stuck in what I call the discomfort zone versus the comfort zone. It feels like a comfort zone, it's familiar, you know it. For example, if you're in a relationship that's full of conflict, let's say, and that's how you grew up with your parents always fighting, you might find yourself finding partners where that conflict is recreated.
So you're drawn to that. It feels like it's comfortable, but actually it's not.
Actually it's not.
You're just used to scratching that
you.
itch and making it bleed.
Yep, and it's kind of like those thought patterns are, well, at least I know what to expect, or this is familiar to me, and on some weird level it can feel kind of comforting. But obviously, if it's not feeling good, there are ways to get past that.
What about genetics, though? I mean, can some of us sit there and go, well, look, you know, I'm just, you know, that is just, I can blame that. Yeah, it's the way I am.
It's tempting to blame our parents for everything, isn't it? But at some point, you've got to realise that, yeah, you do have some sway over your destiny and you can make different choices to your parents. The jury's out on nature versus nurture, which one's more powerful. I think both play a part in our development, and I think that you can think about it. Take anxiety, for example. If you've got a genetic predisposition to anxiety, you can have that child in a family where the parents might have learnt strategies to deal with problems, positive ways to keep their anxiety in check, and that child's going to have a lot more resilience than, say, another child who's in a family where the parents are stuck in that anxiety, doing the best that they can. They haven't learnt how to deal with it, so how can they pass that on to their children?
Sometimes, you know, a parent can take charge here, though, and know that, okay, these are the problems I've had. You don't have to have these problems, like still parenting.
Yeah,
is that
absolutely.
a good way to go?
Absolutely. I think self-knowledge is really important for the parent and the child. As the child grows up, obviously, it's more an adult kind of pursuit to know yourself. But I think without stopping and reflecting, how can you know that there's different ways to do things?
But we don't want to confront our parents and say, you know, you did this to me and you had these habits.
Yeah, look, you can do it without being accusatory. You can sort of use a lot of I statements and say, look, I know that this is the way you've always done things, but I'm choosing to go down this path. You might not even want to verbalise it. You might just choose to live it. That's the best way to kind of be happy. Look outside your family for role models if you're a bit stuck. If within your family it's always been done a certain way, you don't have to stick to that. Look to your friends, colleagues, look to the outside world for some tips and ideas for how other people get through problems.
That's a good idea. You know, I love a bit of therapy. Thanks so much for that, Jacqui. I'll probably call you later on about my daddy issues. Now, coming up, Alex Perry.